Hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. I have my friend Charlie with me today, and let me turn that motor off. We have boated up here to the cable. Today I'm going to try something brand new, and I haven't even tried it yet, so we're going to experience this together. What I have rigged up here is just one of our Lilleys Landing 6-foot rods, 4-pound test, with the presidential, the Fluger presidential reel. Okay, but I have an articulated big streamer. Okay, I'm going to start off with white. It's kind of a cloudy day. This is something that traditionally is thrown on a fly rod with sinking line and stripped back really fast. We had somebody come in to the dock the other day, and they said that they had tried this method and that they had a big fish on, which it's a great idea. So it's an articulated big streamer on 2-3 foot a leader, and then I've got a Carolina rig with a bullet weight, and I've got a little toothpick stuck to hold the bullet weight, so that way it'll sink down and I can jerk it back without the weight sliding up and down the line. Wish I would have thought of it before now. I think it could be a good method for being able to work streamers out here on the lake without using a fly rod, especially when the conditions aren't right for a fly rod. So like I said, we're going to try this together. Charlie's throwing the Signature Series French Pearl 639 jerk bait on a drift rig. He's going to drag that while I do this, and we're going to give it a start. I don't know if I said the date yet. April 29th. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe get the fly wet here. And so I don't have a prescribed method for this yet. It's going to take some more trial and error. I'm not going to count that as a cast. These things have a lot of hair on them, so I should have got that wet first. I don't know what the necessary right weight is, or pound for the line, or anything like that. So I'm just going to cast it out there. I'm going to let that weight kind of, man, it's windy out here. I'm going to let that weight kind of take it down, and I'm just going to work it kind of like a jerk bait. I know that whenever you do this method with a fly rod, traditionally you cast it out there, and this wind's kind of mess up our drift back there, Charlie. On a traditional fly rod with the sink tip, you'd cast this out to the spot you want it, and then you strip them back really fast. So I'll kind of try to emulate that, and we're just gonna do some experimentation here. I've got another color, another big streamer rigged up in case they don't hit this white. And that is getting it down there pretty deep, so that's good. Man, that's hard to cast. Well, nothing officially on the first cast, by the way. I'm definitely gonna spend some time trying this out, trying different weights on the front, maybe different lengths a leader, see what makes it work the best. Been trimming some bushes around the grounds today, so I haven't been on the dock to hear many fishing reports. Dwayne had a trip this morning. He said early this morning they came up here to the cable and they were throwing the 110+1 signature series. I believe they were throwing in the French Pearl. They boated, he said, several very nice, fairly large white bass. They boated a 20-inch smallmouth. And that was all that I heard from him. I should have asked him what else they used today, but I know that on the 110+1 this morning, those were just some of the fish that they got in. I'm going to try casting out there and letting it sink maybe even just a little bit longer before I start working it. It looks like I really got to be pretty aggressive with it to get it to kind of move the tail around. If you pull on it too lightly, just from what I can see under the water right now, that it doesn't seem to move too much. But if you really I'm thinking maybe I could have gone with a little heavier of a weight here. I think what I have on there might be I don't know. Honestly, I just kind of grabbed some stuff out of the boxes in Phil's office and put it together. So they weren't labeled with the weight, but if I had to guess, that weight's probably maybe a 3/32. I think maybe, especially with a streamer this big, maybe a 1/4 ounce weight, or even a 3/8 ounce weight would sink it, get it closer to the bottom. As I'm jerking on it, it'll sink down, and as I jerk it, it kind of comes back to the top once it gets to the boat. So I'm thinking maybe a little heavier weight next time I try this. So for anybody who's a streamer fan, maybe get out and put your own spin on this method and let us know how it works. I'm going to move the boat a little bit, Charlie. The other thing with this kind of method that you could do would be one of those little tiny 639 jerk baits like Charlie has on his rod right now. It's very possible that you could, since it's not a bait by itself that goes very deep, you could put it on this same rig and throw it out there and sink it down farther, and maybe you could just barely jerk it back to the boat in the same manner that I'm doing this streamer, and maybe get a reaction out of some fish doing it that way. But this is definitely an interesting spin on streamer fishing. I think with a little practice and some more experimenting, this could be a good method, equivalent kind of to the jerkbait method. I think here in a second I'll break out that other color and see if maybe it's just a color thing that they're not biting right now. Just like with doing this with a fly rod, this seems to be a very quick-paced or fast-paced retrieve. Get it to work right. The big difference from what I can tell so far is that instead of leaving slack in your line like you would with one of the big jerk baits, this one it seems like I need to reel and jerk at the same time in order to get the bait to move fluidly. But I do know, just like with the jerk baits, these big streamers may not catch as many fish, but the fish that are going to bite it probably going to be a bigger fish. Okay, this is what that white one looks like once it's nice and soaked. I'm going to switch over to this kind of sculpinish colored one. Let's see if that makes a difference. I don't know. I just grabbed these out of the office. I don't know what the names of these are. Charlie, you might want to reel that in. And you know, just like with the jerkbait method, I'm still hitting the very same types of spots that I would go to if I was jerkbait fishing. Just throw in the streamer instead. I'm still leaving a little bit of a pause in between my jerks here But I'm not too long of a pause because I don't want the bait to look like it's sinking or floating. And if you leave it paused too long, that weight will eventually start making it look like it's sinking. But you can kind of pause it for at least a few seconds and it'll just keep the bait floating right where it was. A lot of these fish out here really like that suspended action. This wind is kind of blowing out of the west and pushing us directly downstream. Okay. Oh, did you miss one, Charlie? I'm hoping Charlie can be here to show us what a fish looks like if my method doesn't pan out. Right now I'm fishing the eddy water behind the big sycamore tree that's down on the south bank. Back here is kind of a shallower flat, so I'm hoping maybe if I wasn't getting, oh, that felt like a bite. If I wasn't getting deep enough up near the cable, maybe I can get deep enough over here. I think it's important to have that weight locked in with something. You don't necessarily have to have a toothpick, but because if that weight were to slide up and down the line, I feel like it would mess up the action of the streamer. Oh, he chased it right up to the boat. I thought I felt something hit it, and I looked down and he was turning his belly away from me. All right, so I am getting a few, at least one chaser, one interested fish. Well, this is very much just like working a jerkbait. Lots of casting and retrieving. Lots of fast action. The wind would cooperate with me a little bit more here. Oh, Charlie, I'm gonna have you reel in real quick. We're getting pushed into the middle of the island. This wind is getting pretty brutal. There's been kind of a chance for rain all day, and it's been off and on cloudy. We haven't really seen any of the rain yet. I think most of it went through on Springfield. But it certainly seems like it might storm again here. There's a gust. Oh, wow. Alright, I think we're going to just maybe down to the end of Trophy Run here and call it a day. This wind is beating us up. But anyway, I think I'm going to spend a little more time trying to maybe do a little more detailed with this method. And I'll definitely let you guys know if I start to figure something more out. I had a hit and a chaser, one that followed it all the way to the boat. So I think there's something to this. We'll just take a little more experimenting with it. Wow. It's about enough wind to blow the hat off my head here. Are you in the trolling motor? I didn't even see it there. Alright, well, this wind is killing me, so no fish on the one cast today, but cool new method for everybody to try out. If you figure something out, let us know. We appreciate you guys watching. Like and share us on Facebook. If you haven't gone to the YouTube channel yet, press the subscribe button there and hit the little bell. It'll let you know when we upload the video every day. We thank you guys, and we'll do it again tomorrow.